Ever feel lost or stuck in life? Maybe you're facing a tough business decision. Maybe you're in a relationship that seems to be going nowhere and you're just not sure what to do. Or perhaps you're going through a major life-changing transformation and need some guidance. There's no reason to face life's obstacles alone. Mari Rose is a life intuitive, author, and teacher, helping to bring new light to your rapidly changing world. She's here for you to channel guidance to assist you in navigating your daily life with a renewed sense of clarity, empowerment, and joy. For a personal reading with Mari Rose, call her at 702-807-6495. That's 702-807-6495. Or you can visit her on the web at mari-rose.com.
Welcome to Change Your Layers, Change Your Life, your home for learning about an enlightened approach to self-awareness and the art of higher consciousness. Now here's your host, Mari Rose.
Good afternoon. Change your layers, change your life. My name is Mari Rose. I'm a life intuitive. I help guide you through changes, emotional things that have been going on. A lot of changes are happening right now, and sometimes we need guidance and we need some clarity. So I'm always here for you. Please give me a call. I set up an appointment with 702-807-6495. But today we're going to do a very special show, and all my shows have been inspired by my book. With the book that I wrote, Change Your Layers, Change Your Life. And each quote, each message that I get inspired about something new. But today is a special show, and the show is about different people that have written me, and they're saying, Mari, I have a burning question, and this is the place for you to do that. You need to call me to find out, or just text me, email me at mari-rose.com. And what will happen is that you ask a question and I'll answer it. So today I have a collection of different readings that I've done for people, or different questions that they've called me or left messages or just email me would probably be the best. So today we have Mary text. She says, why am I so shy? And I went into Mary's energy, and she says, Mary, I really feel like you were brought up with a single parent, and most of us aren't we, these days? And the single parent, you felt like maybe you didn't belong, maybe you didn't deserve the right. And she's also explains that there was several siblings, but she always felt like she was never able to speak up and feel like she was part of the whole family. So Mary was brought up without a parent, or with one missing, or that he, whatever may have happened. But it's about belonging, and the child feels that she needs to be, that she can't be heard, and it brings it up into adulthood. She's not participating in the group, and she feels rejected. And it's part of the feeling that we may have had, a subtle in energy. Maybe our parents may have said something. I know, as growing up with several siblings, that one parent, our parents were always the same with both of us, and my sister will say something totally different. My mother was not fair, and I feel like she was, and so we all have a different perception. And with her, I feel like, Mary, I think that you've just had a lot of challenges, and part of you doesn't feel like you belong. You may have always also come into this planet and being born in this physical body knowing that you didn't belong. Maybe you were misplaced. Maybe you felt like you weren't needing, you weren't supposed to be born in this time and age. And you also bring in a lot of that karmic energy, the feeling of maybe belonging. Maybe those are lessons that you also have to learn, part of the energy that you're experiencing. And what I did specifically for you, Mary, I do feel like you have to work on this, and you have to go into that meditation type of prayer type of state that you resonated with me here. You said that you say you pray and you do a lot of meditation, and I sent you an exercise and some affirmations for you to kind of connect to yourself. I need for you to start to become more self-serving. I want you to say, I want to do certain things, and I need for you to do them. It's very, very important for you because you felt like you've never been able to deserve it, or the time. You couldn't participate in group functions, and you're now 40 years old, and it's time. We also have another email from Joseph. And Joseph said, I'm separating from my business partner and I'm very concerned about this and I don't know how this is going to work out. Well, first of all, Joseph, what is the doubt? Why are you feeling the way you are about the separation with your partnership? And this partnership, how do you feel about it? How does it resonate? And with my intuition, I'm feeling that you feel okay with it, but you need to have a positive outlook about the new changes happening. Things don't always last the way we expect them, and sometimes they change dramatically, and especially today's times, there's a lot that's going on. So trust that everything's going to be moving forward, and if it doesn't feel right, don't do it right now. But I'm feeling that it is a good time for you, Joseph, because that will be able to transcend and move that energy where it had been stuck. I feel like that you're very, very generous with whatever your time was and the energy. Maybe this person was a little bit lacking and that person needs a little bit of change. So Joseph, please trust that everything's going to be working out. We also have another email from Elizabeth, and she says, I have been stuck in abundance. I said, pardon me? What did you mean by that? She said, I have 5 different companies that I have started and none of them are profitable. Something is about to happen. I don't know which one I should really focus on. First of all, sometimes our energy becomes a little bit too scattered and we don't know how to deal with all that different scatteredness around us. I feel that you need to start to trust whatever that your abundance are, whatever feels best. There's 1 or 2 companies or 1 or 2 projects that you're working on that feels very profitable, possibility that you may enjoy it, you really love it, you really want to get into it. So please do that. I think that you should focus more on 1 versus 2. You can try to divide your time within 2 of them, but I really do feel that 1 of those companies will do well. How much passion do you have towards that new energy of that new business? Because the other ones feel like that you kind of partly partake in them. It feels like as though you're having a little bit of difficulty, maybe processing them, getting them through, creating work for you. Some of them I think that you have as an obligation. So let's let go of those obligations. What do you really feel from your heart within this place of business, and see how it works for you? So I do suggest, Elizabeth, that when you need to focus on 1, because there's too much energy all over the place. And also I have another email from Sarah. She says, my friends zap my energy. Whoa, I got that, because I have many people that are around me that will also do that. And the reason that is that we're all created with the same light. Light is love. We come into this physical form in the same amount of light per person. But we have to be in command of our own light. And with you, Sarah, it feels like that you're not. You're very scattered and your energy feels drained. That you have to command your own light, or either that person or people will drain you because they see something beautiful light and they want to kind of suck the energy out of you. It's almost like a moth that's hovering around a light bulb. They see that beautiful light and there comes the moth who's trying to suck that light out of you. So we have to really focus on you. How much command do you have over your light? How much command do you have over how you love yourself and how you project yourself into this planet? Each person comes in with the same amount of light, but we have different levels of karmic energy that we're working through. And many times you'll see a criminal, and you're saying, this person has as much light as anyone else. Yes, they do. But some of them are very high consciousness and some of them are very low consciousness. So you have to really understand the difference, because some of us are here to learn those lessons. If you're a criminal and you're a low energy, a low lesson type of energy that you're aware of, then you're here to maybe come through all that and maybe have some feeling of, why did I do what I did? And then that's part of that connecting to your own light. It's about creating, we all come in here with the same light, same peace, the same serenity, the same beauty, an equal amount of the souls. So we're all equal. We just have different lessons that we're learning. So you have to really be born with knowing that there is another way of connecting to whatever may be happening. If you're not in command of your light, then I suggest that you start working on yourself and trying to create a higher vibration for yourself, because you're kind of in the middle. And that way, in this friend, make sure that this friend isn't possibly using you in any way, but make sure that you're also kind of connecting of what I want to do and be a command, and don't let anyone take any of that, any of your energy. Because if you're not equal, it's part of the ego. So how much ego are you having to deal with? How much of that ego perception of doubt and fear that you have? Because man has the ability to separate himself, judge other people, think that everyone's separate. I love some people and I don't others. And so that's our journey, and that's what we have to pass through. That's the vibration we're here to learn. We're all filled with the same light, Sarah. So understand this, so that way there's no judgment, dislikes, separation in any way that you may be dealing with. Work with the vibration that feels right to you. Okay? And then we could all kind of come into our own and find ourselves knowing that we have to be loving to ourselves. And what I'm sensing and feeling, that you often berate yourself, and let's take ourselves out of the beratement, that you're berating yourself, that you're demeaning yourself, that you don't feel that you're worthy, and that's why you leave yourself open for this type of individual to take from you. And then there's another, oh my goodness, this is an amazing story. Sam wrote to me, and he says that he had a lot of challenges in his life. One, he was shot when he was in a burglary. He lost his house. He was separated from his family. He lost his job. He lost a relationship. Oh my goodness, Sam, that is crazy. I don't think it happens to any one particular person. And of course the list goes on, and I could just go on, and I want to cry for this individual. But we all come in different vibrations. Some of us are low and some of us are high. Some people that have all this darkness around them, it's because they're very high energy, and they know the wisdom and the knowledge to be able to transcend through this energy that they've been placed in this darkness. Maybe going through a lot of loneliness and darkness and in this lifetime in isolation. And the reason we needed that is because that person has now learned that lesson. They're going through all this drama, this darkness, and they can handle it. And one of the things that he did write, he said, I've seen other friends that have a great life, they have plenty of money, they never had a broken relationship. What is it? I said, why have I gone through so much? And it's not that this person has less light. It's just that person has a different lesson. You're a high vibrational energy, which means that you're able to handle this darkness because you know that there is a creative self. There is a divine energy. There is something outside of ourselves. Some people will only focus on what's outside of ourselves, and we think this is what's creating our life. But you went within and you said, I'm going to persevere. I'm going to get past this. And that's what you've been going through. An amazing feat, amazing job. Sam, I commend you because you're just, you've gone through a lot, but you're a higher vibration. You're able to transcend. That's karmically what you're here to do. That's karmically what you're here to learn, the lesson that you're here to, in that conscious way. And your actions speak of it. So survive, and you'll survive anywhere. And if something else happens, you're going to get past this. Most of us will just dream about maybe possibly having that. Or some people will say, I've never had anything wrong. I had a beautiful parent. I have plenty of money. But that's that lesson they have to learn. They have some self-acceptance type of energy around them. They have a whole different lesson to learn. And they're living in that lesson, what the soul has brought into this lifetime. Whatever they're living, and that whatever that light is. And maybe they're not strong enough to be able to handle what you've handled. So that's really what it's about. Okay? And we're working, and a lot of them are working, you're possibly working on a lot of suffering and pain. And one of the things that people have always emailed me, they says, what creates that mental disability, like people that are autistic, people that are, has mental issues, and it's people that come into this lifetime. They're totally self aware. They're accepting of their own themselves, and they're allowed for other people. They allow other people to take care of them, and many times it's like, what lesson? A parent will say, "What lesson did I? Why did this happen? Why does my child have this disability?" That child may be here for the family, for yourself. Maybe you were prejudiced. Maybe there was too arrogance. You were not loving enough in some way, and you needed someone to help you through this. And he was here. They are here for you, for the family, for the parent, for the situation, whatever may have happened. And it's not necessarily for the child and the way he is. It's just the way the energy was for your lesson, and that's your sole purpose in some way. I also have we also have Stefan. Stefan called, and he says, I don't understand why I'm feeling so bad about this relationship with my wife. And I says, so I sense and feel that you may have lost a child. And with this process, I think what may have happened is that he did explain that at one time he suggested that his wife take saccharin while she was pregnant in the first primary months. And of course, we all know about the different issues with saccharin at that time. And he is an older adult, and he did lose the child. And in this feeling and vibration that Stefan had given me, I felt like he needed to lose that child within the nucleus of his family in order for him to want to save lives. He's now in the police department, and that's what he's dealing with right now. But he needs to accept that it wasn't his fault, because there's a lot of guilt there, Stefan. And I think that we have another caller. Do we have a caller? Hello, caller, are you there? Are you there? I think we've lost the caller. But with Stefan, I think that we have, we do put a lot of guilt and judgment on ourselves. And Stefan, you're still judging yourself for the loss of a child. It was meant to be within the nucleus of your family, so you can go out to save lives. You're now in the police department. You're doing fabulous, but stop, berating yourself and making yourself feel guilty for something that was a lesson, something that you needed to learn in order for you to come into awareness and consciousness and wanting to save others and be a service of others. Congratulations. That's wonderful. We have a caller now. Do we have one? Hello?
Yes, hello. Hi.
Hi. What's your name?
My name is Jim.
Hi, Jim. How are you doing? What's your question, my dear?
Well, thank you, first of all. It's great getting through, because I've been trying to call for a few weeks, but thank you. I have a question regarding relationships and personality traits or flaws, if you will. I tend to be a little bit fastidious, and I'm in a new relationship, and I would just like to know what you think about what it is that I can do to try to, just be easier to get along with. I tend to be a little perfectionistic, and I think I tend to push people away, and I'd really like to make this work. So any advice you have for me would just be greatly appreciated.
Okay, now, first of all, why do you need to be so perfect? That's one question you should need to ask yourself. Why do I need everything to be precise and linear and in a certain way? I think that there's a lot of self-acceptance type of energy around you, because there is the feeling of, if I don't achieve something, how will I be judged and criticized? And I feel as though you're probably a little bit, you're probably over 50, 55, 60 or so, 60. And I'm also sensing a feeling that you're judging yourself. If things are not working in the way that I want them, then they're not going to work at all. And second of all, I do feel like that there's a lot of criticism in growing up. So you have to also come back as you're trying to make this perfect world for yourself. Ask yourself, what lesson have I learned? What comes up in this energy of having to make a perfect world perfect for me and this new partner that I have? In doing so, you're going to be able to kind of start unveiling the things that may have happened when you were a child, or either as an adult, and the rejection that you may have experienced. Some people that and this other individual I'm sensing and feeling kind of lackadaisical, a little more free, and that's one of the excitements that brought you both together, is the feeling of, I have this perfect world that I live in, and she or he falls into this situation that they're different than I am, and that's what makes it exciting and beautiful. Sometimes we need to relax. Okay, I don't necessarily have to put my cup in the right hand side. Maybe it can fall on the left hand side of the table, or maybe it could we can do something a little bit different. Try to experience different modalities in different ways, and try to accept that individual's way of thinking just a little bit at a time, because I do feel that it has to work with change, not necessarily a dramatic change, but 1 inch at a time. I do feel that you need to stop judging yourself. There's a lot of judgment. There's a lot of trying to correct each other, but it's not necessarily you. It's the feeling of your parents. It's the feeling of some judgment, or the way you were treated in society. You're perfect in every way as you are now. And why do you need to perfect yourself? If you don't want to put that perfect pressed shirt on this morning, then wear just a t-shirt that's out of the dryer. Or try something new. Does it make you feel that uncomfortable? What is it, the uncomfortableness that you're feeling? Is it because I was rejected? Because my parents criticized me? So now we start to unveil that perfectionist type of attitude, and it's mostly the judgment that you have towards yourself, and now that's creating that little bit of friction within this relationship. And if you take that approach, then it's going to kind of ease you into this relationship, and both of you are going to be accepting. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes, it does. That's very well put. I very much appreciate what you have to say on the subject. Thank you.
No problem. I'm here for you anytime. You can always call back next week if you have another question. And we do take one caller, and that number here is 702-609-7626. And I'll be here next week, or email me at mari@mari-rose.com with a question. And I'm going to do this once a month, trying to get answers for you, for the people that dying, burning question that you need to ask, so that we can all heal and create that conscious level of awareness throughout. So I'm so glad you called. Thank you very much.
Do you ever feel lost or stuck in life? Maybe you're facing a tough business decision. Maybe you're in a relationship that seems to be going nowhere, and you're just not sure what to do. Or perhaps you're going through a major life-changing transformation and need some guidance. There's no reason to face life's obstacles alone. Mari Rose is a life intuitive, author, and teacher, helping to bring new light to your rapidly changing world. She's here for you, to channel guidance to assist you in navigating your daily life with a renewed sense of clarity, empowerment, and joy. For a personal reading with Mari Rose, call her at 702-807-6495. That's 702-807-6495. Or you can visit her on the web at mari-rose.com.